All right, so welcome back. Now we are going to discuss another term in the levels of thinking, and this is what we call liberation ethicist. This is part of the philosophy of liberation or the liberation type of philosophy, believes that the marginalized of the society hold epistemological privilege. So, who is the marginalized? It's a person who is being oppressed, being discriminated in a society. They say that this type of people hold epistemological privilege, meaning that they have access to knowledge about what is morally right and morally wrong. Um, since these people suffer every day, therefore they have the least interest in protecting the status quo, and hence they are least resistant to honestly analyzing it. So they come to questions. They come to be honest in analyzing the status quo, the causes that lead to all these sufferings and pains. They are known as the experts in suffering. So they know best how to reduce suffering. It is also suggested that social policy should be formulated by and analyzed by those with the least power, since they are the most negatively affected by the status quo. And I think it's necessary every society or community. If you are about to formulate any particular rule, law, legislations, or even policy, it's important to involve this type of people, the least powerful people, because of these people have a lot to say. They are being heavily affected. Okay, so let's talk about moral analysis, praxis, and paradigm shift. Okay, you may ask question now. Why do we have to talk about these three terms? Why is it so important? Now, welcome back about this. We are still connect the point to the level of thinking, and at the same time, we are focusing on how we come to do the moral reasoning. Okay, so these foundational steps will help us to better grab a fuller understanding of the moral analysis as a process. So, Sheila Moulet, a Canadian philosopher, theorized three-step processes that help us to understand what is morally right and what is morally wrong. So, the three steps here is being listed: moral sensitivity and ontological shock and praxis. You can also read our book. So, what is moral sensitivity? It is a collective consciousness, meaning having this knowledge and awareness of this, this community that we are living in, or society or environment we are living in, and this involve the experience of pains and suffering. This could be directly and indirectly. The consciousness of pain is a central issue of moral sensitivity. We need to be aware. Something may not be as a pain as we view it, that because it does not affect us very much, or it does not lead someone to die. So we seem to have a tendency to ignore this type of pain. While in the long run, such pain may exist from our social practices, and it could become widespread. What we do, and knowing that they do not really produce pain, may lead other people to do them as well. So other people may do it because of you do it. So this become more like a ripple effect, domino. It's very contagious. So more sensitivity help individuals to question their own attitude about particular social arrangements. For example, why should we get married on the street? Or why should we play loud music at a wedding receptions? Or why should we allow alcohol advertisements on TV, for example? Now, such practices has been witnessed in many societies. However, when we come to understand that pains, like certain practices may bring about